So over the weekend, we introduced my kid to Mrs. Doubtfire. I think it was on Freeform or something. It was in the middle of it. They edited it too, man. Gosh, what was the scene? Oh, when Robin Williams knocks on his brother's door and he's like, "Could you make me a woman?" And Harvey Firestein goes, "Honey, I'm so happy." You know what scene I'm talking about, Tyler?
Yes, I have seen Mrs.
Oh
Doubtfire.
my God, it's amazing.
It is
They
amazing.
they cut that. I mean, it might have been for time, but they cut that out. It was really weird. So then my wife was like, we need to record this so we could watch it because we wanted to introduce this movie to my daughter. And ultimately, it's on Disney Plus. So we watched it on Disney Plus. And it ended up. Kid liked it. She enjoyed it. You could definitely tell she was starting to fall asleep towards the end because it was pretty late, but she wanted to tough it out, man. And she's been introduced to Mrs. Doubtfire before. To Robin Williams before. I believe she's seen like the Night at the Museum movies, Aladdin, duh. There's a big one for you. But I do have some lists here. And here's one, because I was thinking, this was a few months ago. I went and I wrote down a whole bunch of Robin Williams movies I've never seen. Some pretty intense ones. Generally more of the dramatic ones. But I wanted to find, after we had introduced my kid to Mrs. Doubtfire this past weekend, I wanted to find some really family-friendly movies that maybe we haven't seen. So here's a list of some of the top ones. This one, Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. Did you ever see this one, Tyler?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, 1992.
Oh,
I've actually
yeah.
never seen it, so maybe we'll have to pop that one in.
It's amazing. Love it.
Next on the list, it's actually Night at the Museums 1 and 2. I think my kid has seen them. I think. I have not. More than a few of these I have not, because the very next one on the list, it's Happy Feet 1 and Happy Feet 2. Haven't seen either of those. But here you go. Here's one I think that she probably has seen, but this would have been a while ago, so I don't think she remembers it, but Hook. Ah, such a good movie. Bangarang. Number 4, Flubber. I actually never saw this one, although I did see the original that it was based on called The Absent-Minded Professor. Watched that one all the time when I was a kid. And they were filming, because I believe it was in his contract with the studios that he needed to. They filmed his movies in San Francisco because that's where he lived, if I remember correctly. And my sister went to college at Santa Clara University, which is right outside of San Francisco. Santa Clara, that's where the 49ers home stadium is. And I remember they were filming Flubber, and while I was visiting, and I remember one of her friends went and watched them film it. And when she came back, she was like, "Dude, they did the same. It's him walking through a door, and they did it like 100 times." She's like, "I don't know how they don't get bored." Like, seriously, it was 100 times of him walking through this door, and that's all it was. They list Dead Poet Society on this Best Robin Williams Movies for Kids list. It does say ages 13 and up. And then coming in at number 2 on this list, Mrs. Doubtfire. Are you Virginia Doubtfire, my dear? She got the crabs, and I don't mean Dungeness. It's a great quotable movie. And then coming in at number 1, that is a movie that we had also introduced my kid to, which was Jumanji. Hell, I even bought Jumanji, the board game, just so we could play it. And then I also have a list.
You risked all of El Paso by playing Jumanji?
I did. It was worth
What
the
is
risk.
wrong with you?
Well, because look, I mean, generally they end up in a rainforest. It's so goddamn dry here. I just assumed that people would be pleased that I'd bring some rain to the borderland. And we were going to finish no matter what. I mean, if you think about it, that's ultimately what happened. They didn't finish the damn game. I also have a list here. This comes from Rotten Tomatoes. And it's every Robin Williams movie ranked based on its Rotten Tomatoes score by the Tomato Meter. And some of these, so there's 57 total movies. Yeah, Frank says 1 hour photo is a creep fest, but Robin did such a great job. That's one of the. I think 1 Hour Photo was one of the ones. Insomnia was another one that I'd put on my list. You guys go to justwatch.com. That is a website where you can find out where certain things are streaming. And for myself, those were a couple of the movies that I put in there. But yeah, there is a whole big old list of these movies, and some of them are rated way lower than you would think. Like if I were out of 57 movies, Tyler, where do you think Patch Adams comes in at the tomato meter? Where on the list?
Out of 57?
Out of 57 movies. And they're all Robin Williams movies.
It's got to be top 25.
Nope. It's number 46.
Lower? What?
Yeah. It's number 46 on this list. Flubber comes in at number 44. Now, here's one that's really going to blow your mind because at least my understanding is most people enjoy the movie Hook, right?
Yep.
Well, it's coming in at number 41. It's at 29% on the tomato meter.
Are these based on critic reviews?
Yes. I believe the tomato meter's a bounce on that. Death to Smoochie, which I thought was great. That comes in at number 31. Night at the Museum, number 30. Night at the Museum 2, number 29. Man. Jumanji coming in at number 22. Popeye, number 21. And here you go, Tyler. Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, comes in at number 20. Man, I totally forgot about the movie Robots, the animated film that he was in. It's pretty good. Mrs. Doubtfire, number 18 on this list of Robin Williams movies. One Hour Photo comes in at number 12. Dead Poet Society, number 10. The Fisher King, number 9. Awakenings, number 7. Good Morning Vietnam, number 5. Insomnia, number 4. Hamlet, number 3. Aladdin, number 2. And what do you think the number 1 movie is, according to Rotten Tomatoes?
I would not even have a guess.
You can't think.
It's all based on critic opinion.
Well, I mean, this one's not shocking in the slightest. So if anybody wants to go ahead and chime in before I get to this here on the chat. So Aladdin was number 2. Hamlet was number 3. Insomnia was number 4. And Good Morning Vietnam was number 5. What do you guys think the number 1 rated Robin Williams movie is according to Rotten Tomatoes? This is based on their tomato meter.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, 98% with Good Will Hunting right there.
I
Well
looked that
done.
one up.
Cheater.
Totally cheated.